What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I'm still rocking, and we're still rolling. So let's get into some bird talk today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm reeling still. Definitely still have the COVID, and it's not treating me too nicely, but I'm getting better. Definitely feeling better. Got a little bit of energy here, so ready to make this show, talk a little bit about what happened in practice today, and obviously some important news to go over here. But if you have any questions, comments, please feel free to throw my way. I appreciate all of you taking the time on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. As I said yesterday, though, I will be back tonight, and we're going over my 53-man projected roster, and the projected starters will be along with that. So we're going to go over all of that tonight. I hope you will tune in. So if you have not, hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on, and you will know when we're going live tonight. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you're having a great day, but let's get into this. So not at practice today was Jason Kelce, and afterwards we found out that that was because he is to have minor elbow surgery. Now, the surgery is apparently going to keep him out just under 5 weeks, hopefully. Usually within a couple days, people can go back to work. Just a little cleanup of the elbow. But because this is football, this is our center that we want to keep around for the next year or two that he's going to play, probably last year, but we shall see. He's getting the work that needs to be done. We hope that he can keep his streak alive. We know that he's at 122. So unfortunate news, but good to see him getting it done before the season begins. We get to see a lot more of Cam Jerkins. He'll get a lot more work. So will Jack Anderson. So we'll see how that goes for those guys. But yeah, we definitely are sending all of our good vibes towards Jason Kelce. So best of luck to you. Hopefully you get back on the field soon. 100%. Now, let's talk about today. There were a plethora of injuries on the board, and that's going to freak people out. But look, this is training camp. We're going to be precautious with these people. And, this is a lot of the time what happens, and a lot of time people overreact. But sometimes there are things you need to be concerned about. So let's talk about some of these injuries today. And you see pictured here, we're going to talk about him in a second. But there is quite the list here. So Calcaterra still missing. That is very concerning. Trying to win that third spot with Goddard and Stoll there. We'll see how that works out for him. He needs to get back soon. Hopefully get some preseason action. We got a game this Friday. Cannot believe it. This is day 9 of practice. I don't know why I didn't change that part. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me here. But LaRaven Clark was out. Kenneth Gainwell, Jason Kelce, obviously mentioned. Jimmy Moreland was out. Boston Scott, Devontae Smith, Jaquiski Tart for personal reasons again. Kerry Vincent Jr. with a groin injury. Greg Ward with that toe injury. And then Carrick Wheatfall with a hamstring injury, again out. So bummer to see all those people out fighting for a job. They need to get every rep they can in every practice game, whatever it can be. So we shall see. But it was good to see Dillard and Mailata back. We talked about, being precautious with those guys. So hopefully nothing wrong there. They could stay healthy. You never want to see guys get concussions. So a bummer that even happened, but hopefully nothing too serious there. But, seeing guys like LaRaven Clark, Andre Dillard battling it out, you have to see, can we get rid of someone like Andre Dillard? Because if you get an injury, do we have anyone? And I know how people feel about Dillard, but he is one of the better backup left tackles in the game. So it's at least good to have that depth there. Kenny Gainwell, what you have in him. Jimmy Moreland, he's competing with Josiah Scott, Josh Joby, all those guys for a back end spot in that secondary. So, you hope that his ankle is not anything too serious there. Boston Scott, can't just hand him the job. You got guys like Huntley, Kennedy Brooks trying to push for a spot. So we shall see how that goes. Devontae, we know what we got there. You got to keep him healthy. So understandable. Kerry Vincent, another guy trying to win in that secondary. And then you talk about Greg Ward, and Carrick Wheatfall trying to get a wide receiver spot. But, for me, the biggest one, Jaquiski Tart, he has, the ability to start here if he could beat out maybe Anthony Harris, Marcus Epps. But all three of them, we talk about starting ability. So that is something that it's a great problem for the Eagles to have. But hoping everything is all right because it's a personal issue. So don't want to pry, have no idea what's going on. So I hope everything is all right with his family, whatever's going on there. But hopefully he's able in football world to get back on the field and able to show the Eagles what he's got and provide some kind of depth or maybe, become a starter for this team, whatever it may be. But I would love to see him step it up. There's been a lot of articles about he could not make. Look, there's a lot of people that could not make the team. There is a lot of depth in a lot of places. So we went position by position and broke them all down. And there, it was fun to do all of them because there was competition across the board, and you love to see it. So hopefully he gets back on the field sooner rather than later. We got a couple. Hey, oh, my man AK in the building. What's going on, dude? Hey, all good. Just happy that you're in the building. Well, not better yet, but feeling better than I was. And they let me come home. And that's what matters to me. If anything's going to happen, I'd rather just be home. I can heal myself, got my natural ways. So, look, man, I'm happy to be home. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone that reached out. You guys are awesome. So thank you. I really do appreciate you. Yes, it is, man. And Friday is preseason. So really excited about that. Cannot wait to see. So we're going to get into these notes now. We talked about the injuries. So look, a lot of people, it's nice to have Gardner Minshew as a backup. It is. He's one of the better backups in the league. I think, he could definitely start on some teams. But this offseason, he has had his struggles. So today, he again had his struggles. And we've talked about, could you trade him? Could you rely on Reed Sinnett or Carson Strong? And that is something, I don't know if I'd feel comfortable with if anything were to happen to Jalen. So, you hope he stays healthy. But I don't know. So Gardner Minshew today, he looked decent, had a nice connection with Reagor, but he also threw 2 interceptions. And as much as we say take all this with a grain of salt, we talk about the fact that you'd rather just see them doing well because then it just means they're not doing bad. But if they're doing bad, and they continue doing bad, that is a sign that, that's kind of bad, right? So I just feel that, look, I hope he improves, but thank God he's our backup. Jalen Hurts, QB1. I think this puts to rest anybody who's still trying to go down that route. So hopefully he improves, but now Zach Pascal made a great one-handed catch apparently today, and then Dallas Goedert with an immaculate reception. I guess it tipped off A.J. Brown's hands, and Goddard caught it before it hit the floor. So, look, these guys are ready to play. I cannot wait to see it in action. Britton Covey, you guys know I have him as my 6th wide receiver, and I've had him there for a couple of weeks. I really just feel, what I heard and then what I got to see with my own eyes really solidified a return specialist and depth as that slot wide receiver. And, he's a shifty little guy. And, today he got some reps with ones with, Devontae out. He and Reagor got to fill in there. So I think that he could definitely make this roster. Again, I'm doing the 53-man roster projection tonight, but I already kind of gave it to you guys, so you can go check out those positional outlooks if you want. But if not, doing that 53 tonight, hope to see you there. Miles Sanders, he continues to look awesome. Cannot wait to see this season what he looks like behind this line. Hopefully everybody stays healthy. Cannot wait for that. Now on defense, Brandon Graham continues to wreak havoc. You love to see it. Cannot wait to see what he does at the age of 34. But he's going to provide that depth to this line where I just really think special things are going to happen. So cannot wait to see that. Then the linebacking core, we talk about the depth there. Davion Taylor and Kaiser White, both with interceptions. I talked about Davion Taylor. I think he's definitely making this roster. I think we could keep 2 Sam linebackers and then 5 linebackers. When it comes to Kaiser White, Davion Taylor, they definitely are making it in my eyes. You got Nakobe Dean, TJ Edwards, obviously. And I think Sean Bradley could make it as depth and a special teamer, but we'll talk about that later tonight. Andre Sacheret, my guy with the pass breakup, showing off his speed. We have talked about him extensively over and over again. I really feel that Sacheret had a great chance of making the team, and he still does. Even with Tart here, the dude provides not only, can he play nickel, but he plays free safety, and he is a special teams ace. So love me some Andre Sacheret. I hope he does make this squad, but those were the notes for today, and I'm really running on fumes here. So giving you all I got here, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll be back later with hopefully some more energy. But putting all this stuff together, and we'll be talking about who I have as the 53-man projected roster. It hasn't changed from a couple weeks ago when we talked about it. And I'm just going to add a lot of pieces and show you a lot of pictures and graphics and stuff that really just show you what I'm talking about. So get excited for this season. Friday is almost here, preseason. I know people, it's just preseason. Yeah, but that means the regular season is almost upon us. We get to watch a lot of this young talent. I love the preseason. I can't get enough of it. Love watching these young guys competing for their careers, man. So really excited about it. I appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of you, Blue City Empire, everybody who tuned in. You're watching this later. Appreciate you guys taking the time. Appreciate everybody who reached out. If you guys need anything, you can always reach out to me. Appreciate all of you taking the time today. Thank you. Holy crap. But I thank you for reaching out too. I was in the hospital and everything. You guys are awesome. Really can't thank you enough, but I'll be back tonight talking the 53-man projected roster. And so until then, I'm Jimmy Smith. This is On the Road to Victory. You guys stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!